Hello. Um, this isn't one of my usual videos. I'm Dave Frankel. I teach English at a community college, and so I do these videos, but they're usually things like an introduction to Pride and Prejudice or to the Odyssey or things like that. And those who've had me, sometimes they watch them and sometimes they don't. But today, I'm not doing something like that. I'm doing something more timely. I'm doing a thing on how to make a face mask out of a t-shirt. And the reason I'm doing it, I got it from elsewhere. I didn't make this up or anything. I saw it in a newspaper article in a British newspaper. And when I post this, I'll post a link to that in case you prefer that way of getting the information. They have a little video too of a guy with an Australian accent. The only reason I presume to be doing this is because I'm a complete klutz. And if I can do this, anyone can do this. I'm famous in my family for my lack of manual dexterity. So if I can make a face mask out of a t-shirt, any fool can. And I live in this little country town, and when I do go out, I don't see that many people wearing face masks yet. I think it's increasing, but I don't see it yet. And that particularly matters like when we go to the store, because at this point, probably the two most hazardous places in town are the medical center, which has to be, right, because sick people have to go someplace, and the grocery store, because those have to stay open, people have to eat. And I worry about the people who go in there, and I worry even more about the people who work there, because if you're, I don't know, I was in a Family Dollar the other day, and there was this sweet elderly lady behind the counter, and she didn't have a mask, and she didn't have gloves, and it was a cramped little store, and she's, a foot from people when they're paying their bills, and I just felt bad for her, and I said a little something. I said, do you know anyone who sews? And she doesn't know anyone who sews, and she doesn't have a sewing machine herself. And a lot of people in that situation, if you can sew, or if you know someone who sews, my wife is downstairs sewing face masks, with any of her free time. She's good at it. She has a machine. She's been sewing clothes for my granddaughter for years, things like that. And so she's making sort of medical or near medical grade ones for the medical center and for nursing home people who work in nursing homes and people like that. And if you can do that, good, God bless. And and we all, I think most of us want to find some way to do something useful at a time like this. So she's doing that, and she can be much more useful than I can, because she wouldn't even let me go near the sewing machine. I would endanger both it and myself. So what do you do if you can't sew? All right, and you don't, and you turns out you can make a decent face mask out of a t-shirt. I read about it in this newspaper article, and I'm going to show you. And the thing is, what you need, the ingredients you need a t-shirt, some old t-shirt that's been sitting around in your drawer since 1994 anyway. Right? We've all got t-shirts like that. This has been mulching at the bottom of a dresser drawer since we moved to this house. I'm sure it was like 2013. So, I'm probably not going to wear it again. Plus, you probably have t-shirts in there that, well, you gained a little weight, so it doesn't really fit now, and maybe I'll keep it around in case I lose the weight. Right? None of us are ever going to lose the weight. So, yeah. So all of us have t-shirts that can be sacrificed to this noble cause, right? So you need a t-shirt, you need a scissors, and then the two fanciest ingredients, you need a safety pin, and you need a piece of paper towel. If you have those costly items, you can make yourself a face mask. Okay? And I'm going to show you how. And I'm going to say one more thing before I do. No, I'm not. I'll say that after. I'm going to, shift the camera and show you how. All right? Now, I know it's a little weird to look at somebody's bed in these videos, and I apologize for that. This isn't going to suddenly turn into a porn film. It's just that this is the largest workspace I have available. My wife's got the sewing machine on the dining room table, so I can use that. So but you know what? This will work. And at least it's a red quilt. It's a nice visual contrast, okay? So, this is the t-shirt I chose. I haven't looked at this t-shirt in years. And actually, it pangs me a little because it has sentimental associations. When I taught high school, my first year, the guys went to the Division III state baseball championships, and this commemorative T-shirt was made, and it's got the names of my ex-students. Harwich High, shout out to you guys. And there they are. I won't read all of their names, but I taught a bunch of those kids, and I knew all of them pretty much. And so, in a way, I feel bad cutting up their T-shirt, but I do never wear it. And it is 100% cotton. I'm told that's best, okay? Turns out that cotton is better than polyester for keeping away the coronavirus. A scientist friend of mine explained this to me, that for some reason, things stick better to like polyester than they do to cotton. And you don't want the virus to stick. You want it to kind of fall away. So 100% cotton is better if you can get it. If you can't, don't worry about it. It's not worth not having a face mask because I don't have the perfect face mask, right? But 100% cotton is better. Sort of flexible is nice. Soft is nice because you're going to want it to fit your face as closely as you can, and you're going to want it to, and you're going to want to be comfortable, right? You're going to have this around your face like you're a bank robber, so make it comfortable. 100% cotton is good, and thicker is better, from what I'm told. Just because of common sense, right? The more fabric there is, the less likely it is someone gets through it. And I saw a thing in the newspaper that if you want to know how thick is this good fabric to use for a face mask, hold it up to the light. The less light that comes through, the better a choice you've made. Okay? So anyway, I'm going with this one. And also, this way the guys from Harwich High can save my life. There's something emotionally pleasing to me about that. And any of you should feel free to choose a T-shirt that means something to you, or a T-shirt you think is cool. You can make a fashion statement with your face mask. There's no reason why not. And, if people start wearing, if it becomes a thing that you want to have the coolest face mask on the block, I'm good with it. I mean, human beings will compete about anything. And if that competitive urge leads you to start wearing a face mask, that's great. Okay, so here's the T-shirt. Basically, you're going to make 2 big cuts and 2 smaller cuts. That's what you do with this handy scissors, okay? You want the widest part of the T-shirt, so you're going to cut off the part that still has the sleeves, and you're going to throw away the bottom part, okay? Or you can use it for something else, but you're not going to use it for the face mask. All right? So you're going to have a big cut under the armpits, and you're going to have a big cut under the collar. Those are your 2 big cuts. And that'll make the bottom of the face mask, and that'll make the top of the face mask. So here I go. Now, if you are a precise-minded person, you could, draw a line with a Sharpie or something. You could, and, I applaud you if you are. I'm just an impatient slob, and I don't care, so I'm just going to do it like this. All right, so I start under the armpits. I might as well stay below the seams, because the seams kind of help hold things together. And I just kind of cut. I hope I'm not cutting the quilt. I don't think I am. Okay. Cut. Okay. There you go. Throw that away. And the top one. And you notice it sort of bows under the thing. So I'm going to take it from above the seam here again, because the seam kind of holds things together. And I'm going to do... The thing is, this doesn't have to be like you're making a blueprint for the space shuttle. If the line's a little, who cares? If it's a little off, right? Okay, so I throw that away. Boom. Bottom of my face mask, top of the face mask now. Now the other thing you need, the other 2 cuts, are so that basically you can tie it around your head. You're going to be making stirrup-shaped cuts on each side, so that you end up having things you can tie. That's all that's for, all right? And you want to leave a wide enough space here that a paper towel can fit inside it, because your paper towel is going to end up being your 3rd layer. You're going to have a 3-layer mask. It'll be the front of the T-shirt and the back of the T-shirt, and in between you'll have a paper towel. And there are 2 good things about the paper towel. One is that research indicates that this does a decent job of stopping the virus. and everybody's got some paper towels around. And the other is you throw it away every day. You go to the store, you come back in, you throw away the paper towel, you put in a new piece of paper towel. Okay? Also, you can rewash these masks, right? You can wash a mask as often as you wash a t-shirt. Anyway, so let me show you the cuts. Your stirrup shape, or my friend Joe Masagi, a math teacher, would like me to say a parabola. I'm going to cut a parabola. And I think I'll get to about there. That seems like it's got to fold anyway. So I'm going to go to like a few inches in from the seam. Like there. I mean, it's kind of arbitrary, but that's what I'll go for. So I start cutting my parabola. I've done it as a rectangle too, but somehow kind of a parabola. The one I did with a parabola seemed to fit my head better, so I'm going to stay with that. I'll take it from the other side. This is the way they did the Union Pacific Railroad, right? You start from each side, you meet in the middle. There we go. Finishing the parabola. Okay. There you go, one side. Two things that could be tied to something. Now I'll go to the other side. And the same thing. I'll head for about there. Okay. And cut. Making my parabola. There we do. You see how low the aesthetic standards can be, right? If you are an aesthetically minded person who likes, to do things right, you could be using a Sharpie and making lines for yourself and all kinds of good stuff. However, I'm doing this for the impatient Slavs, who are my brethren. Finish off the parabola. Okay. There you got a face mask. Now there's only two more things that use our last two secret ingredients. Throw away this stuff. The safety pin and the paper towel. The safety pin is to keep the paper towel from dropping out. All I do with it is put it in the middle of the bottom of the face mask. Because its job, it also kind of holds things together. If this gets thrown in a laundry basket or something, the safety pin will make it easier to figure out which part goes where. And I do that, and I open up the t-shirt, and I put the paper towel in the middle, so it forms a middle layer. And I fold it back over. There's my face mask, a 3-layer face mask. Now I'm going to have to switch the camera again. Okay, so here I am again from this angle. So I've got this mask, and you might as well see how it looks, right? I'm going to take these off. I'm going to bring over my mask, my Harwich High Memorial mask. There's a quick look. And what you do it like you're Jesse James robbing the bank. You tie it behind your head, and you come up under there. And you tie this one too. And yeah, you've got your nose and your mouth covered. And put your glasses back on. The two favorite places for the virus to enter your body are through the nose and the mouth. And the third favorite is probably your eyes. So if you want to wear this with some dark glasses, hey, if you're not a glasses guy, you can do that too. Then you'll really look badass. The thing about, the way I understand it, and again, I'm an English teacher, not a science teacher, but this is how people have explained it to me. The virus is protected by little globs of liquid. The virus, if it's naked, dies easily, which is what we want. But it travels around in little like bubbles of usually saliva or maybe some other kind of mucus, one of your bodily fluids. And that's why the social distancing thing matters, because it turns out that when we speak to people, we're actually spitting on each other all the time. I know it's a disgusting thought, but it's kind of the truth. And the globules are so low that it isn't as gross as being spat on in a conspicuous way. But there's tiny little bits of spitting always going on between people. That's why the 6 feet away thing is so important. And that's also why this thing is so helpful, because the spit doesn't get through it very well, right? So you're not spitting on people when you're wearing one of those things. And they're not spitting on you if they're wearing one of those things. That's the great virtue of it. It's not as good as an N95 surgical mask, which has all kinds of fancy filters in it and everything. And so if I'm, but we want to give those to medical professionals. The biggest priority is people who work someplace where they know sick people go. So people who work in a hospital, people who work in a nursing home, people who work in some kind of medical facility, they need the best masks because they're spending their whole day around people who we know are sick. Okay. But the next tier is people. The thing, it's a sneaky virus. It doesn't always. You don't always know you're sick. Some people have the virus and never even get symptoms. Some people carry it around for a long time before they show symptoms. And while you're carrying it around, you can infect people while you feel fine. And so that's part of why it's so contagious. It's not the worst virus that ever hit the planet Earth in terms of deadliness, but it's really freaking contagious and it'll kill some people. So that's what we're doing here. So when I go to the store, I think I'm all right, but I don't know I'm all right. And I don't want to get that nice cashier lady, sick. And I don't want to get the guys who are putting out the stock sick. And I don't want, and even if I got ex-students working in that Walmart, I don't want to get them sick. And even if they're young and healthy and they'll be all right, I don't want to get them to carry it home to their parents and get them sick, So this is my way of being neighborly, among other things. Plus, there's self-preservation in it. It probably makes me less likely to pick it up myself. And that's part of also, I don't want to get my wife sick, So that's the thing. Wearing these, at first, if everybody isn't wearing them, if you're like one of the only people wearing them, you feel really weird. Like everybody's going to stare at you. You look like a crazy person. You look like you're about to rob the place. And that's, it's human nature. But it's a problem. If ever, we all naturally tend to do what the people around us are doing. So if nobody's wearing a mask, it feels really weird to wear a mask. But if everybody's wearing a mask, it feels really weird not to wear a mask. And if we can switch the social dynamic to that second case, where the normal thing is to see people in masks, we will do a lot. That'll make a huge difference in how many people get this thing, how fast they get it, and how bad it gets, and how many people die. If everybody wears one of this, it will save lives, maybe a lot of lives. It's something you can do to save the life you save, maybe your own, or maybe your mother's, or your grandmother's, or maybe your best friend's mother or grandmother. Okay, so that's that's one of the reasons to wear these. It's also, you're not only doing something real to protect yourself and others, you're also helping to create a social climate which will be a lot safer. And even if we end up getting the infection eventually, if it comes into the community slowly, so that the hospital isn't overwhelmed, you can get on a ventilator if you need one. Or the guy who comes in with a heart attack doesn't just die in the hallway because nobody even has a bed in that hospital anymore. Okay, so this is the other thing. You prevent collateral damage like that. So wear it. Make a fashion statement. Help set a trend. Help change the norm where you live. Because communities that are good about this will survive much better than communities that aren't. Okay? All right. T-shirt, scissors, safety pin, piece of paper towel. And if you're one of those people working in Walmart or Safeway or Thriftway or wherever, or the Family Dollar, I'd make like 7 of them. I'd come home from work, throw away the paper towel, throw that day's mask into a plastic bag, use a different one the next day with a new piece of paper towel. On my day off, I'd wash all the masks. Because why not? You got t-shirts sitting around. If you want to be a big sport, you can go buy some 3-packs of Fruit of the Loom. You know, who cares, right? The life you save may be your own. Or maybe mine. I'll be grateful to you. Okay? There you are. Good luck, everybody. Be safe.